So I have quite a bit of work to get done, some client related and some for the startup. So it's currently 8:46. The plan for this morning, I guess my morning to-do list is to get a few things done. I have to do an update to a site for some client work. Yeah, I think it's one of the coolest ones I have worked on. I can't share now. Maybe when I do a portfolio redesign, if that will still be a thing in the near future, maybe I can like share like what I'm actually talking about. Besides that, I have to get some updates done to the code. So the new member on the team implemented some of the designs into code, but there are still a few inconsistencies between the build and the UI. So I'll just be spending some time like doing that cleanup so like we can proceed with the rest of the builds. Yeah, just four main things: the updates to the site for the client, the updates to the front end for the product. I'm trying to get like a 3-hour, 4-hour work session done this morning, and then yeah, I'll move to a cafe and then possibly edit this video or one of the other ones that should come out soon. So I got the design part done now, so I'm going to move into Figma to do the actual build for the site. I can't show like the full details of things, which is why you'd see like snippets of here and there. But yeah, hopefully you just like seeing a little bit of my process. But yeah, I'm gonna convert some of the things I've done now into like Figma designs so it can actually go live. Yeah, like Figma is my current go-to for building websites, but that might change soon. Currently, Figma site isn't entirely. I don't think it's entirely stable enough or like tested enough for me to use at this point. Like I tried it similar to Figma and all of that, but I still like. I normally just like to give some time around these things so people can like actually use it and then give like feedback, help them improve it before I also hop on, because I don't have time to just be experimenting. I'm gonna go into doing the build and then switch to the coding stuff. It's currently 9:55, so we're still good on time. Yeah, I'm just gonna switch to Framer now and keep on working.
Apple just made some major announcements at WWDC, including a liquid glass redesign and a few surprises. Let's take a look. So iOS is now iOS 26. They've updated the naming convention to reflect the year ahead across all operating systems. And I think the new universal design language is gorgeous. There's a beautiful fluidity to it and a dynamic response to your touch. And I mean, just look at this, the textures, the attention to detail. I think this is pure class.
I've finally gotten done with the website stuff. So now the next step is to switch to the updates to the front end for the product. Yeah, I just saw a video talking about Figma MCPs. In case you don't know about MCPs,
it's a big day in no-code development today. MCP server is officially launched by Figma design platform. Now you're able to take your Figma designs like we have here and directly interface them within Cursor.
It's basically a way to allow AI access your UI design so they can build directly what you've designed. I'm going to watch the video and then I'm going to start doing the updates to the UI. I'll show you what we have currently and developer or the other member of the team did, and then I'll also show you, I guess, later on what the updates is. Currently it's 11:51, so I guess I'm kind of behind time on all the things I wanted to get done, but I'm fine. I think I'll make good progress, so like I'll just keep going and wrap up. So I'm gonna spend like maybe the next hour and a half doing these updates. Let me show what the previous version we had looked like, what the developer has worked on, and then later on I'll just show you what the updates I've made look like. From the video I just watched, I think my work might be a lot easier because I was thinking I might need to go in and like tweak the code myself, but yeah, if it all works out right, it looks like the MCP server can actually retrieve the code from Figma to actually build it more accurately, and that's good. I want to see how it's gonna go. For the website, this is our current landing page, our beautifully designed landing page, and as you can see, somewhere in the corner here is where you can actually go to the dashboard. So this is one of the things that is going to be updated soon. Yeah, it's one of the things that's going to be updated soon. That's like one of the previous videos where I was doing like a landing page design. So this page in particular will change entirely. It will not look like this because yeah, no. This is what we have currently for like the dashboard. This is what it looks like to see like the overview and all of that. And for the redesign, yeah, so like this is the updated UI style that we are trying to go for. Changing up what the cards look like, how the nav is set up, adding like a top nav section, a way to easily access like common actions that you might do and all that. Yeah, so like hopefully you agree that there's a bit of a bump or an improvement in the design. If not, you will just have to wait for like a version 2, but for now, yeah, this is like what we are working with. So the developer did a first build, and for the updates and stuff, I guess this is kind of what he came up with. And color-wise, element-wise, I think a good amount of the stuff are in there. Yeah, so if you look at like the cards, they look kind of big. I need to like clean this up and reduce the size. Some of the colors and things don't correctly match, so then I'd also have to like tweak those ones. But overall, it's like at a good point. So then I was just left to like keep doing the little tweaks, and yeah, like that's it. I think this might be the best AI discovery that I've made in a while. Like, yeah, people should talk more about this. Right now, it's 2:16. Focus. And I think I might have started this around 11. I don't remember. But yeah, the amount of updates to the screens I've been able to get done is crazy. The reason why this is crazy for me is Yeah, this actually allows me to feel free as a designer and not really necessarily think too much about the implementation. I know how to implement screens, I know how to implement front end. I'm a great front end developer. But yeah, this just allows me to like actually clock out and just focus on the design. That's been a theme now of late. Even with Framer, sometimes I normally have to think about how I'm going to implement it. But with their new AI wireframer and code block thing, like I could just tell it what I want and then like forget about the implementation entirely, and it will just do it right. So I knew this is where things were going to head, because in my vision of the future, we wouldn't necessarily need to write the code anymore, because Figma, and I really do think it will be Figma, but Figma would have built in like the infrastructure to allow you to build an app, a mobile or a web app, like do your database storage and everything in that one place. And then yeah, like it will be like a Webflow with a CMS, but this time for like actual applications. And then you never necessarily have to look under the hood. You can just like update your components and then your app updates. I would just be wondering how they would handle what's it called? The distribution. So like how they would actually handle like publishing to the App Store and the Play Store. But considering how much money they have, I don't think it's impossible. So yeah, that's where I think the future is going, and this is a really great step in the right direction. It didn't get everything on like a one shot approach. Like I had to prompt and then do some tweaks and all, but I didn't actually write a single line of code. I just like prompted and like kept on telling it how to tweak certain things until we got to the point that I'm about to show you. So this is what like the dashboard looks like currently. The sidebars here, you can switch your company. Let's say you are a filling station and you have a bunch of branches and you want to record and track all the activity and information about those branches. You can switch to the different ones there. So the redesigned version is this, where now we have a top section that moves this new sale to the top and gives you the drop down option, so you can like select other actions that you normally reach for. Let's say new sale or a new service sale or a new expense or anything like that. And then this updated like card design and then updated sidebar. So the old one, the Figma UI redesign, the old one, the Figma UI redesign. And then so the next thing I'll show now is what the developer came up with as like the updates to the screens. So as you can see, like color wise, structure wise is updated, but it doesn't exactly match. If I'd give it a rating, I'd say it's around like 70% there, 65, 70% there. And yeah, so with the AI, I just spent some time doing more and more tweaks to like get it close as possible. And then I was able to land here as like a pausing point. So there's still some inconsistencies, like these little issues that we'd have to fix. But then overall, it looks good, because like this is the Figma design and this is the implementation. Figma design and implementation. And let me even run that. So yeah, so all the like functionality works. Like I was just able to prompt it into doing all of these things without having to like write any of the code, and that's just great. So you see like the cards are updated, the sidebars updated. Yeah, there's all these little functionality that's in there that's cool. I added like the drop downs. I'd have to like do some tweaks on how this is designed. Same thing with this, same thing with this. But like it's done a good amount of the work. And so yeah, like that's basically it for the morning. I'm gonna get ready. Yeah. See you.